Good afternoon and welcome to the Happy Half Hour. I'm Leigh Kubin.
And I'm Sandra Priestley. Welcome to our podcast. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
I'm drinking out of my You've Got This mug.
Nice.
I'm feeling a little spunky today, and I'm just drinking black coffee. What are you drinking?
I'm just drinking water.
Oh, good for you.
I had a realization last night. I was getting into bed. Paul was outside watching sports of some sort on the TV, and the mosquitoes were too much for me. So I came inside and I was getting ready for bed, and I was wanting to turn on a movie, like a mindless, maybe a thriller kind of a thing. And then I get this, you need to turn on YouTube, TV or YouTube, just YouTube. And I'm like, I don't want to. I don't want to fill my mind with something magical before bed. I want to watch something mindless.
Mhm.
And I'm sitting there analyzing, why is that? And because there was resistance in my body about being mindful.
Interesting.
And then I went, you know what? You've been turning on a little more news shows. You've been what, even though they're not shows, I'll see snippets and I'll want to know what that is. And it's like, what if you're reintroducing this low vibration shit into your awareness? And then it's not so different than being on a diet. When you put in the junk food, you want more junk food. You don't want more salad or protein and veggies.
Yeah.
Well, shit. Like, why did I have to have that analogy? But that's sort of what it felt like. So I'm like, fine, turn on YouTube. The first thing that comes on is this Carl Jung, and he was talking about, let me quote it right. Our deepest pain is the biggest benefit to us. That's not the word he used. Because of it's putting us at the doorway of our next evolution. And without the trauma, we wouldn't understand where we're supposed to go. So rather than saying, why did this have to happen to me? And sometimes we carry this shit for years. And instead of saying, why did this have to happen to me and ruin my life? We should be saying, oh, what's this here to teach me? Where is this going to take me? Because this is going to help me evolve.
Yeah.
And then I perked up.
Run from it. If we don't run from it,
Correct.
like if we face it, right? What is Angelina Jolie? I mean, I'm not a big, huge fan of Angelina Jolie, but I watched this one thing that she said, and it was like, when you feel pain, what do? You go right through it. And I love that quote of hers. And I think a lot of times we sit and we look at it and we poke at it and we don't actually go right through it. We just kind of sit on the periphery and say, this sucks. Like,
Yeah.
let's touch it, let's not, let's touch it, let's not. Or we move different states. Like, we move right away and we just avoid or try to avoid it, but we don't actually heal it. I love
Oh,
that. It's
100%.
amazing.
So I went to bed feeling good and going, oh, you need to nourish yourself, girl. Like, enough with this low vibration shit that you have no control over and can't do anything about. Like, let them do what they're going to do.
Yeah.
But I've got a new client that walks in my office today. Been married 25-ish years, two grown boys, one starting his senior year, married, everything's peachy. She is the major breadwinner. Her husband, I think, does fine, but she is the career mom. And she walks in, and I'm like, what are you doing here? And she said, my husband told me last week that he's leaving as soon as this kid goes off to school. He's done. He will play house for the sake of this kid so that it does not disrupt his senior year. But the minute they drop him off at school in the summer, he will be coming home and packing.
Oh.
And she is devastated, sort of blindsided. And I say sort of because I asked her, did you see this coming? And she's like, well, I am a bit wrapped up in my work. And I do sort of throw a lot. She treats him like an employee, she said. And it does feel very transactional. Like she works for him. Like, I need to do this and this and this and this and go.
Okay. Yeah.
And she's in the phase where she's sort of bargaining, like, what can I do? I've got a year almost to change his mind. Like, we'll be taking him to school about a year from now. So how can I reel him back in? And it's like, that can't be the goal. Because if the goal is just to get him back invested, as soon as he steps into that role, you're going to go to what you were doing before. So I'm trying to explain how this is a gift in my head.
Wrapped in sandpaper, coated in dog shit, and you're rubbing it on your face. Yes. Yeah.
But I'm like, this is a wake-up call for you. And you have to make some changes for you, knowing it might not affect him. He might never come back. There might be someone else. I didn't say that. But
yeah,
like, you don't know. All you can do is show the fuck up.
Yeah.
In your power, doing what you love and treating him like a man. And I don't know if you can treat him like your husband, because it doesn't sound like, it sounds like it's more of a business transaction now.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it sounds like she's showing up in her masculine energy. And so, I mean, he's not going to want to necessarily, some guys are very feminine, but it sounds like he's not feminine in that way, but I mean, very like receptive more, right? Like more feminine energy. And so it sounds like he's just getting a little pissed with this.
I think he's fed up. I think he's just listening. I don't know his side, but just listening to her. I've seen people turn it around. I have seen people come back from fairs and like big, huge things. Like, a spouse walks in, I'm done. Like, this is what's been going on, and I need to get out of this marriage. And then as they begin to work on themselves, the marriage begins to heal because they're showing up differently. And then all of a sudden they're starting over. So I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
And I always put it on them. Like, this is for you to do what you will with it.
Absolutely.
For your highest good. But I might have to just text her that video. Say, why don't you watch this? See
Well,
about
I have a
but yeah.
client, I have a client who was very blindsided by a recent breakup. And so she was really struggling with a lot of anxiety and like devastation. And so I suggested she listen to Hertz music when she's trying to go to sleep because she was really overthinking, right? And I find myself either like hypnosis will work, Hertz music, like, I mean, you can just Google Hertz music and any fucking problem you've got going on, and you're going to be able to figure it out, right?
Correct.
You're going to find something. And
Yes.
so I said, okay, so let's find you some Hertz music that feels good to you. What feels good to you? And she said, Hertz music, how to get your partner back. And so I'm like, okay, so dang, if there isn't Hertz music on how to get your partner back.
Really?
I'm not joking you. Now, here's the thing. There was Hertz music in the background. There's affirmations, this guy saying affirmations in the background. What is it really about? Stepping into your badass self.
Yeah.
This is, I am the, like, he'll say things like, I am the person who attracts, my ideal mate. I am the person who deserves for him to come back. I am the person, like, and so it's really about, like, is it magic? No, it's about reprogramming your
Yeah.
subconscious mind using affirmations and Hertz music to just elevate, like amplify your vibration so that you're vibrating at a great frequency. And by the time they come back, I kind of hope she's moved on. But,
Right. Because really, do you want them to come back?
right, maybe not. I mean, they'd have to
Like
do the work.
if they end it and they leave,
Yeah,
I feel
right.
like inviting that back, like getting them back, like what are you missing out on? Who are
Right.
you missing because you're distracted with this thing right here?
Exactly. But I mean, ideally, she has this great opportunity to reprogram her subconscious mind to step into this next level version of herself and then choose,
Yeah.
not from a place of fear, not choosing I have to take him back so I feel whole. Now it's like I am whole, motherfucker. And I'm now at a state of nervous system regulation so that I can decide, do I want you back?
Mhm.
Do you add to my life?
Yeah.
Do you benefit me?
Mhm.
Do I become better because I'm with you?
Yeah.
Or do I do it all? Like,
Mm.
I just think it's an amazing opportunity to really push yourself to grow.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we get stuck, especially, I know I did the same thing too when I was at work. I had my private business on the side,
Mhm.
and then I was working 12-hour, 14-hour days. And I was still like driving the kids to school, driving them to sports, like making sure that they had their meals and everything. Like there was some times where I would be up at 6 o'clock in the working out, up at 6 o'clock in the morning, working out, getting the kids to school, going to my job, getting home, like leaving to go and drive them somewhere, coming back, working a little bit more, and then working until 2 o'clock in the morning.
Mm.
And I was very much in my masculine energy and not at all in what I would say receptive mode at all. And I think I just got to the place where I was like running an assembly line, but I wasn't really living in
Mm.
moment or like my marriage or the
Yeah.
family. I was running the assembly line, and I think that happens sometimes to us when we have big jobs, but we also have big goals. And then
Yeah.
we have goals to have a happy family, and we're doing and doing, doing, and we're not actually being,
Mm-mm.
you know?
I'm so grateful for Paul. It was early in our marriage. I want to say the kids were not yet in school. And his parents, they were great. They would call and say, "Hey, can we get the kids for the weekend?" And we'd meet them halfway and they would take them.
Oh, cool.
And it was awesome because we had met him to drop him off. And it was like, oh, what are we going to do? We've got 3 whole days without the kids. And so there we were doing some stuff around the house and we were cooking and we had on music. And he's like, "You realize the kids are going to be gone in a blink." And I mean, they're like 4 and 5 or something like that at this point. And I'm like, really? But he could see it. And he said, if we don't continue to take care of us and do these sorts of things, when they leave, we won't know each other. And then we're going to look at each other like, what do you like to do? Well, I don't like to do that. And it's going to be over.
Yeah.
And it was so important. And I don't know if this is what his parents did. I've never asked him. He wanted us, it was so important to him to have our date nights, to have our things that we did together that we enjoyed, to have things separate too, because it makes us more interesting. You know, it's not like we need to be carbon copies of each other, but to have things that we would enjoy so that when the kids are gone, we have a life. And that has been the hands down the best thing that we could have ever done for a marriage.
Yeah.
Because I feel it now. I mean, even though we're not empty nesters anymore, one day,
Yeah.
but we still make time for each other. But I can see, even for me, sometimes getting into that mode of go, 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 where you can get really like, I need this and do this and blah, 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 blah. And working for myself has helped alleviate that.
Yeah.
Where I do work from home some evenings, but there are times I hear that voice going, "You need to shut this computer and you need to go outside and sit on the patio and
Yeah.
chat with him for a bit
Yeah.
just to bond."
It's interesting though, like I think about your client and how, she felt a little bit shocked, blindsided, but then you can, go back and see, okay, like I see what I see what I did. What's interesting though is that I feel, and I don't know if this is worse now, that we have phones attached to us. I'm not sure. I would say probably. But in almost every single situation where I am coaching someone, and it's on a relationship, a significant partner, a friendship, whatever it happens to be, communication, like if we just actually communicated, this would alleviate so much.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't seem to do that anymore.
Do you
And
think it's because we're on our phones?
I don't know. I'm not sure. It's for some reason, maybe, when I was in sociology, I used to say that what I wanted to do, I think I've said this on this podcast before, but I've said it numerous times, is I wanted to do a study on what dual income families have created, have shifted, like how has that shifted our society? And it's not always in the worst case scenario, but
Right.
so I don't know, is it dual income families? Is it both of us are working so hard just to make ends meet, so many hours that we don't have time for the communication? Is it because we just text 4 words and, IDK as an answer? Like, I don't know, but it feels like to me, my statement is often, and have you communicated this with this person?
Uh-huh.
No, I couldn't. Okay. I think we're at a standstill because they are not thinking about you as much as you think that they're thinking about you, they can't read your mind. Like, I feel like, communication would maybe solve this, or like get it out into the open a little bit.
Yeah. And then if that ends it, like if you can't say that to them, wouldn't you want to know?
Right. One of the clients that I'm working with, she was completely blindsided by this separation that she was going through. And like, she just said, I didn't see it coming. And he acknowledged it. He acknowledged it. And he said, I know, because you would ask me something and I would tell you what you wanted to hear. Not helpful, buddy. Like, not helpful, and he said he didn't want to hurt her. And she said, well, would have maybe hurt me in the moment and I might have been mad,
Yeah.
but I would have preferred that to this. Yeah. Like, and I just wonder how much is just a lack of communication.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is your challenge again. Like, it's like, ask a question and then open your ears.
Yeah.
It's shocking to me, but I feel like we don't communicate like we used to.
Mm-mm. And I feel like Lily's pretty good at that. I mean, she's trying to date, but not having a whole lot of luck.
Oh, darn.
I mean, there was a
Okay.
guy that she went on 2 dates with. He brought her flowers. He picked her up. Like, he was a gentleman, not handsy, I mean, just treated her very well. But I also was like, it seems like he's going a little over. I did not express this to her, but it seemed too much too soon, because that's not sustainable. He's not going to bring her a dozen roses every time he sees her and pick her up and wine and dine her and do it. Like, go on a date. Like, see what each other's like. But I just kept my mouth shut because she seemed to like him. And he made a comment of a sexual nature, and they were not sexual. Like, they'd been on 2 dates. And it made her feel weird because it was like jumping to a place that they hadn't gone. And so she just didn't respond to this comment. And then he asked her, hey, are we okay? And she goes, you know what? I don't think I want to do this anymore.
Right.
And she was upfront and honest and like, since you asked,
Yeah.
I tell you. And he was pissed. Like, you've wasted my time. My time is important. Like, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, my respect is more important than your time, fucker.
Yeah.
Like, sorry.
So that makes me proud, because
Yeah.
she could be desperate and be like, I will be whatever girl I need to be to make you love me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And deny her feelings and who she is. And she's not doing that. And I will tell you, that's light years ahead of me.
Yeah.
In my 20s. Like, I had so much shame that I carried, and okay, I'm bad. So I've got to work really hard to prove to these people that I'm really not bad.
Yeah.
And tolerated some really ridiculous shit.
Me too. Especially in my early 20s. In my early 20s, I really did.
Yeah.
And I made some bad choices, and I tolerated a ton of crap, and I became who I felt I needed to become.
Yeah.
And I really lowered my standards.
Out of self-worth, like, this is all I deserve.
Yes.
Kind of nonsense. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, by the time I was 24, 25, I feel like I up leveled to this place where I had some pretty big walls, some pretty big boundaries, but there was,
To protect you.
yeah, oh, for sure. And um, to be honest, it was to protect myself from myself, because I put up those walls so that I know I didn't screw myself over again. Like, do you know what I mean? Like I
I don't
had
trust me.
strong, yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was, I don't trust me to not lose myself again. So whoop, here we go. Like I'm not doing this again, because I was, I think, aware enough that what I was doing was sacrificing who I was. I was aware enough to know that I was doing it,
Yeah.
but I was still choosing that. I was still not able to completely walk away. And so by the time I was 24, 25, and I started dating my now husband, it was like, these are my boundaries. This is what I'm willing to tolerate. This is what I'm not. And I don't even know if I communicated them, but like energetically, I'm sure he knew. Like,
Yeah.
but I also wasn't attracting someone that would dismiss me or treat me like shit anymore,
Right.
because I put those boundaries up. So when he and I met, um, he was very respectful and very kind, and not, dismissive or disrespectful of me. So yeah.
I pulled a complete bait and switch with Paul
Oh,
because he wanted us.
showed up like an asshole, and then you turned, or the other way around.
No, I was going to be his very submissive wife.
Oh,
And I don't know that we had this discussion, but I sort of led him to believe, because I was like, I will do whatever. I'll be good. Like I will, you know, his father pulls him aside and said, Paul, are you sure you want to marry her? She's a strong one.
aw.
Paul's like, oh no, she's going to be a submissive wife and I'm the head of the household. And like, it's all good. Well, that did not last long.
No.
It, and I think he had to have known that on some level. Thank God
Yeah.
that he saw it and he knew it, because it could have gone terribly,
It sounds really
terribly
fast.
wrong. But we're pushing 28 years. So I think
Good.
surely
He's okay.
he's
He's okay.
he knows who I am. But I think with that, we're probably out of time.
We are.
Okay.
Wow. We talked about 172 things today. That
Yeah.
was fun.
Awesome. Thank you, Sandra. And thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you next Thursday on the Happy Half Hour. Bye.
Bye.